Hello friends, my name's TheRealEmile and welcome back to Forza Motorsport 5. In today's video, we are going to be using the Volkswagen Golf R32 2003 model. A car I've never really been a huge fan of, the Mark IV Golf. It's always been a bit, well, boring for starters. It's also not particularly fast, or at least the GTI version wasn't. It actually got outdragged by a Rover 25. However, I don't hate the R32 model. This one model isn't too bad. So we're going to go racing in it. Now I've got to build this car up again like in the last video. So weight reduction, do we want that? Yes we do, but then we won't be able to get any tyres on. Right, I do want a form of tyres on here. I don't think we'll need full racing tyres on here somehow. I think we might be able to get away with sports, so we'll do sports. And we'll throw on big tyres. Now, the question is, do we... Now, we'll see how much the weight reduction takes off, PI-wise. Yeah, that's a lot. So, if we do that, then just put quite a lot of power into it, I'm going to take a chance. I don't think we need to mess with the gearbox on this one. That pushes it an awful lot over. Yeah, this weighs a bit more than the Clio did last time out, and it's not that much. I don't think if this is going to be a very good car. Can we get this on? Yes. Righto. I know that adds a little bit of weight, but at this point, it doesn't weigh an awful amount. It doesn't put that much weight on, so the extra power is probably more necessary. Right, that's the R32 built. It's not using race tyres, it hasn't got race rate reduction, and it's got four-wheel drive, which will probably mean it'll be quite understeery. Lord knows how this is going to go. So anyway, back into early hot hatch territory. What track are we doing today? No, let's do Indianapolis. I don't think we've actually been to Indianapolis on any of our playthroughs. I'm trying to stop picking the tracks that I'd personally like to do. I'm going to try and stop using the tracks that I always go to, because I don't want you guys to constantly see Yas Marina each and every time, or, you know, something like that. Now I want to mix it up a bit, so we're going to use some tracks that I don't usually use. Actually, I think we've been to Indianapolis once. That will have been in the Countach video. And that was a long time ago. I don't know why I'm remembering that, but yeah, we're back in the mix of things with these Forza 5 playthroughs. They sort of come in and out every week or so. It's a bit random at the moment. Like I said, I really do try to keep consistent with these things, but my mind wanders, basically. It's like the Horizon 1 Let's Play. That will be back. I'm going to push myself to bring that back, but I don't know, I just haven't had the time to get around to recording it, which is my usual excuse. Off the line, we have many a four-wheel drive power. Yes, that's what we want from this thing. Now, do we actually have any speed past the launch? Well, we seem to be gaining on all these guys in their crummy little hatchbacks. CRX Mugen, that is a cool ass car. Right, how are we doing on the brakes? Brakes are good. Brakes seem to be good. Seymour bolts. Funny. I read that out loud, didn't I? Oh, cock. That was as bad as Mo was. Right. Okay. What is... I thought that was a Mini for a second there. That's a Renault Clio, isn't it? Yes. I'm quite good with car spotting. It's one of my favourite pastimes. Right. Get the Civic under braking. Nope, not quite. I'm gonna smack into the back of him instead to give him a little nudge to tell him to get out of the way. Alright, yep. No. Okay. The difficulty on this. I don't like to turn the difficulty up and down because sometimes it offers adequate challenge. And then other times it'll be easy. Or, sorry. Sometimes it offers brilliant challenge and then other times you just walk away from the opposition. There you go. We'll get my words out. The problem is, once you turn the difficulty up, you'll either have adequate racing all the time, or you'll just get completely and utterly mullered. So, I don't know, I like to leave that. My driver's shuffling his hands around all. It's 19 degrees out here. Nice to see this vehicle has a European bloody temperature gauge, unlike the American ones. I don't get you Americans and your damn bloody temperatures. Put it in Fahrenheit. It's called Fahrenheit. You not this. Anyways, the R32, it doesn't drive that bad. I kind of was thinking this might be a horrible, horrible machine, but you know, it turns out it's not bad. Especially around here. Yes, there's understeer. There's many understeer, but yeah, it's nice. It's likable. It's alright. There you go. Now, this car is a bit of an interesting one, actually, the R32. I've got some history on this one. The Clio V6, I did have some history on that one, I just sort of didn't say it in the video. This one, actually, the R32, me personally, I like to believe it was conceded because Volkswagen knew the Golf GTI at the time was a completely incompetent waste of everyone's time, but it wasn't. Basically, what this car is if you strip it down, it's got the chassis and engine from an Audi TT 3.2 Quattro, which, yeah, and it's sort of been bolted to a Golf chassis. I believe it might have been given a little bit more power. This starts at about 241 horsepower. I believe a TT 3.2 usually runs about 225, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty interesting one, this. And it's actually, as I said in the previous video with the Clio V6 being a future classic, and the prices will probably soar on these, they already have. These only came out in a limited number. There was only a couple of these that got sold. I can't remember the exact number. I think it's somewhere in the regions of the thousands. Which actually means this car barely depreciates. If anything, it gains value. So if you buy one, you can sell it at a relatively good price. In fact, there's even reports coming in that these cars, in absolutely excellent condition, sell for more than what the list price was back in 2003. Which is pretty insane. Yeah, I was actually surprised when I read that. Because I knew the R32 was a rare car. I didn't quite think it was that, you know, sought after and rare. So, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. Around here, well, it's basically a Volkswagen. It's not terribly exciting. There's a CD changer. 6-disc changer. Woo. I've only got a tape player in mine. Yeah, it is a Volkswagen. Pretty Spartan in here, but it's nice. It's got a nice aura to it. And of course, we may as well admire the dashboard, because everything else is sort of a speck in the rearview mirror currently. There we go. She does go through the corners quite well. Like I said, yeah, there's understeer, but that's to be expected from a four-wheel drive car that, let's be honest, hasn't properly been built. But, yeah, I like the R32. I believe these are quite quick in one class. I can't remember if it's B class or A class, but I think people who tune these properly, I believe this might even be a leaderboard car for B class. I'm probably just pulling that out of my arse, but I think they are. I'll have to look into that. Anyway, across the line, pretty uneventful, to be perfectly honest with you. We've got a speaker down there. Cool speaker. I wonder if this Golf has got the funny golf ball shaped gear stick. That's actually in my Polo. I don't know why it's there, but it is. Yeah, I've always liked that gear stick. It's a very cool little gear stick. 11 grand. Oh, we didn't use any rewinds at all. Nice round number. That's good. Are we going to level up at all, or are we stuck where we are? Yep, although we're going to level up on the next race, which is cool. The Golf after that does need some bodywork. Yeah, that front bumper just shouldn't really be... Yeah. I do quite like the damage on this game. I don't know, I still wish there was an option to turn the cosmetic damage off in the motorsport games. I know it's in the Horizon games. We're going to go to Spa as well, signature event, so hopefully Spa treats this quite well, although I've got a funny feeling it won't, because Spa's made mostly of high speed and medium speed corners, and R32 so far doesn't seem to like them, so this could be interesting. Let's see if it gets out-dragged by any GTIs off the line. I seriously doubt it. Unless the game's decided to tune one Mark 1 Rabbit to a redonkulous length. Maybe it'll use my Mark 1 Rabbit with the... Oh god, what engine does it have in it? What's the engine you could put in pretty much anything on this game? I think it's got... Oh, 3.7 litre V6 from a Honda NSX. That's what's in my Rabbit in my garage currently. I know that sounds... Golf. Golf. It's a Golf. It's a damn Golf. Yeah, good. People are going to get weird ideas when you say you're putting big engines in your Rabbit. But is it me? Does Forza model the rear end weird, or does that really look like that on an R32? Because I swear the rear end on a normal Golf is a bit more rounded. I'm not sure. Oh, we're not doing quite as good off the line here. Maybe it's all these damn Corrados and not Mark II. That's a really nice colour. The game paints cars in that colour randomly. I really quite like that blue. I'm going to make a car in that colour one day. It's a very, very nice colour. I like lighter colours. You probably guessed this by now. To me, car colour really depends on the sort of car it's on most of the time. But that sort of colour I think looks good on pretty much anything. I like purple. I quite like my purple. You'll see that in the next episode. What other colours do I like? Greens. I'm a huge fan of my greens. I'm looking over to a bunch of hoodies I've got over there to see what colours are. Blues, greens, purples. That's my sort of colour palette. I'm quite a fan of yellows and oranges as well, abstract colours. I just like colourful colours. You know, yeah. I can wear some of that's black, I can wear some of that's white, and I don't have a problem with white and black colours, but I don't know, it's like silver. I appreciate cars do look good in silver, some of them do, but I'm not the person who would buy a car in silver, or buy a car in black, or in white, or just a normal boring colour. I'd get something adventurous, and yes, you know, the depreciation value might be bad, but if you buy one second hand, then hey, you know, you'll get a, let's say a Ford Fiesta, for example, if it's painted, I don't know, blue, like that nice blue might, I don't know why that bloody Corrado's got such a silly wing on it. Yeah, you're definitely going to get some depreciation on a Corrado if you put that big wing on it. But, you know, if you buy, say, a Fiesta in sea-coloured blue, or some abstract colour, sure, you know, on sale value it might sell for 500 quid less than a silver one, but if you're the guy who buys it pre-owned, then you can get, you know, the same car that the guy who bought the silver one had, but for 500 quid less. It's an odd thing. I don't know, some of the things I ramble about in these bloody commentaries scare me. Scorpion, you know he's serious because that's a 3 instead of a E. Yeah, feel free to add me. I quite like the way Xbox One does stuff. You can see people's driver tars in the thing. You can actually add some YouTubers. You probably recognise a couple of names that go above this car, on these cars. Not that one. I have no idea who that is, but you might recognise some of the names that pop up on top of these cars, and it's always a nice touch. I do like the driver tar system. They're not quite as bastorious as they were when they first came out. Believe me, when this game first came out, they'd all just try and cut that corner or ram you off the road, but they don't do that as much anymore. Sure, they're a little bit suicidal. It's like, I've had times where I just turn into a corner and it will be on your inside like that, trying to take you off the road. But you know, it's sort of the normal manoeuvres people would do. You know, don't ever race against my driver tar, because I can imagine it's a bit odd. I don't quite know the sort of accuracy they go for, because sometimes I find them to be highly accurate. It's like one time I was driving behind one of my friends' driver tars, and he was trying to ram my other friend's driver tar off the road. And I'm not joking, this driver tar was literally constantly going into the back of this guy's car. Even when they're on the straight, he's just like sliding from side to side. It was crazy. I've never seen them quite as mental as that. I've just noticed the bloody temperature gauge changes on each track. That's really cool. Is that mile thing working? It is on this track. I don't know if it's keeping track of everything. I hope that time's not right either, is it? Jesus Christ, it is. It's late. There's a corner. And thus, friends, is why you don't look at your phone while you're driving. Yeah, it's quite late. Anyway, yeah, this Golf has actually been fairly nice to drive. For all I've knocked the Mark IV Golf for, this isn't a bad one. You know, I don't absolutely hate the Mark IV Golf. It's not on my most hated cars of all time list. You know, but, well, the GTI might be a little bit, But, yeah, the R32, not a bad car all in all. Sure, it's based off a TT, which, that is a hateful car as well. I don't like the Audi TT. The second generation one was alright. The new one's a bit tittish, and the first one was just a hairdresser's car. Also, I don't know why all the YouTubers seem to like Audis. Bloody every YouTuber's got a bloody Audi. Syndicate's got a TT, Allier's got an Audi. Has he got an A1 or an S1? I'm not sure. And they all fantasize over the Audi R8, which, well, I don't like the Audi R8, to be perfectly honest. I don't mind it. It's not a car that I absolutely hate, but I just don't see the appeal of it. For me, it's a Lamborghini without the looks or the presence, but for a hell of a lot cheaper. A sensible man, yes. If you were sensible, you'd buy an Audi R8 in a heartbeat, boom. But you don't buy a supercar to be sensible. You buy a supercar because you want something that's mental and quick and fast, and that's why I'd buy pretty much anything, any supercar over the Audi R8. Hell, I'd probably have a Corvette C7 over an Audi R8. But anyway, that's enough ranting and raving carrying on. Maybe they're right when they tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, that's the driver tire going off the track because he's an idiot. Anyway, friends, that concludes the Golf R32. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope you catch me for the last video in this early hot hatch series. Anyway, friends, until then, I will see you guys later.